Hello everyone, welcome to Creative Coloring with Erum. I'm Erum Tasneem and today I will be watercoloring the Paint a Flower Carnation stamp with Autumn Festival brush markers. This is the stamp set and it has some lovely sentiment stamps. I will use my stamp positioner and stamp this image in embossing ink onto A2 watercolor cardstock by Altenew. I use antique gold embossing powder to heat emboss the image. I have already treated the panel with anti-static powder tool. I'll be using the Autumn Festival watercolor brush markers to color my panel. A bit of ultraviolet leaked on the way, as you can see. I just swatched the colors and my swatch is still a little wet. I love the earthy muted tones in this palette. And at this point, I still didn't know which ones I would be using. But because I liked the earthy tones, I thought I would use the fall color palette. Now I will add a dark pigment onto the base of the petals, and this is orange cream, by the way. It is really vibrant. Then I'll add mango smoothie pigment next to it. It is a beautiful warm golden yellow. I absolutely love this shade. And after I'm done adding this color, I'll take a very wet brush and drop in water. Move the pigment a bit, spread it around. The orange cream is bright, so it will remain dark where I initially added it. And look at me color this flower in like 5 seconds. If you want to give it more detail, you can go back in to add a bit more of that orange cream pigment after it dries a bit. Let's repeat it once more with the other flowers since it is so easy, right? Apply orange cream in some places. Excuse me. I am randomly adding color now. I am not even worried about the base of the petals anymore. Then I will add the mango smoothie pigment again as randomly as I can. Then add lots of water. The trick to this is to add a lot of water and dab the brush a bit. Let the water do the work for you and the brush will help spread it to the edges of the petal. I have a cup of water next to me in case I need clean water right away. Once you are done, you can leave them as is or use your brush marker directly over it to add a bit more pigment. Instead of heat setting it, I'm going to let it be and work on the green bits. For the green portion, I'll use sea forest pigment directly. I'm not even worried if it spreads right now because at this point it just occurred to me that I wanted an artsy loose watercolor background. So I will color those stems in and then spread around the green pigment. This is super messy, very carefree watercolor. My orange is still wet and you will see it spreading too, but I don't care. I am loving the look and guys, I enjoyed coloring this piece so much. If you are copying this, do not worry if your orange is spreading or if it runs, make it work. Add it opposite somewhere to balance the look. I know it is scary for some people and they might be wondering what am I doing right now, but trust me, when you are coloring something like this, and it's loose watercoloring, it will eventually work. Just keep adding those details to the image and keep your background loose and it will make sense. Trust me. Now I'll keep going back in and darken the green bits, like I said, add detail to the image so that the image pops up and is the focus of the card. And I'll keep playing with the background. I'll also add the orange and yellow to my background, and you might be like, oh, don't do that, but believe me, it will work. I will make it work. See, if it looks good to the eye, then well and good. And also notice that I'm not overdoing the orange. It's very subtle in some areas that you will notice hints of orange, but not stark orange. I'll also add a bit of gray, but then I thought it was dulling my card a bit, so I didn't add too much of it. So you'll see traces of gray, but not a lot of it. My coloring process is very weird and hard to explain, so I'm sorry guys. I just do what makes sense to me and looks good to me in that moment. Now I'll add some grass to my very wet panel. So these are just freehand vertical strokes, grass blades that are somewhere in the background. That is why I added these on a wet panel so that they appear a bit muted. I will heat set this and then I will add more grass here in the same manner using Sea Forest watercolor brush marker, and this time it will appear darker as the panel is now dry. Now to show that there are yellow flowers in my field here, my grass field, I'll add some splatters of yellow and orange paint. And I will use very concentrated paint so that it doesn't absorb into the paper much. I'll also paint some flowers, which you won't be able to tell much since these are not acrylics but watercolors and are reacting with the green grass beneath it, but it works for me as I'm trying to show them that they are at a distance. But if you want yours to be vibrant and more visible and pronounced, use acrylics. Oh gosh, I think that is going to be visible too. I've never used it, so I can't really say much about it. Then I'll add some splatters onto the panel of Sea Forest. I fussy cut my sentiment. I'll wrap the antique gold string around the panel and pop the sentiment over it. I'm not completing the card right now as it's super warped. I'll leave this overnight to straighten out. I hope you enjoyed the video and watching me get all artsy. I love loose watercoloring and being carefree. So thank you for watching. Bye.
Hello there! Did that video just spark your creativity? And do you want more project ideas and inspiration videos too? Well, if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you do click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye!